Today we start our very next rebuild. One of the most highly unanticipated rebuilds for me ever, because the Saints are in a terrible situation. In terms of cap room, in terms of situation, it's just not really great. I mean, I like the Saints as a team, but golly, man, this team is not good in terms of where they're at. Starting off on the offense, we'll just get into this. Derek Carr. I like Derek Carr a lot, but man, he has not played well here. We have yet to see him do that. Then you have Alvin Kamara and Jamal Williams. One of those two is probably going to get moved off of sooner rather than later. Chris Olave, good young receiver. Does he deserve to be, a number one receiver? Probably not. At this point, he's probably a really solid number two wide receiver. I like A.T. Perry a lot. If you've been around my channel, I know you can't really see this right now. But if you've been around my channel, A.T. Perry is a guy who I think is going to be a very good NFL player. I liked him coming out of the draft last year, and I'm intrigued that the Saints got him. He could be a really good receiver for them. And just the rest of this team. Talise Fuaga, good pickup. You need the O-line to be, solidified. But a lot to not really know about here. A lot of star devs, but, not a lot of great players with those star devs. And then defensively, they got better this year. I've done some movement here. Moving Cameron Jordan inside so we can play our rotation of defensive ends with Granderson, Young, Foskey, Turner, Tapassignon, or whatever his name is. All those guys. We got a ton of dudes there. We're also going to play Kool-Aid McKinstry as our CB3 over Alante Taylor. And we're going to play Matthew. He's going to stay there. Demario Davis. Willie Gay's going to be here. Jordan Howden's going to start at safety. If you're interested in this roster and why it's different, because I made my own roster. You can look at it on Xbox. It's called Madden 25, posted by Shredder, SHRD3R. And also, click the link in the description that has the what's it called? It's a Google sheet of all the different dev trait changes and things like that to make this the most accurate. Once again, if you haven't seen my other rebuilds, I've only edited this team because everybody else doesn't really matter. They'll change anyways. The game simulates and it changes. So, I only edit this one. But this year's going to be interesting. This is the preseason. We're going to get to the regular season. The roster's not going to change, so we're going to start simulating. And let me know in the comments how many years you think it takes to win a Super Bowl with this Saints team. I'm going to guess 3 or 4. We'll go with 4 on this one. Something we haven't hit yet. Either way, let's get into it. Before we go any further, we have some very important business to take care of. Business taken care of. I cannot wait for this game. So week 8 comes around and we've only lost one game that was just last week. I don't know what is happening. I'm going to prove to you that I am not rigging anything up here. No force wins. None. The home right there, that's the bye week as usual. But no force wins. We just, and look at the scores of these games. 31-30, okay. 28-17, okay, 35-7, 24-15, 34-28. Like, we're winning, and we're putting up tons of points, and sometimes even holding them to no points. And what is happening? Halfway through the season, let's look at our stats. I see Derek Carr is 3rd in the league in yards, and he's tied for the number 1 touchdowns, assuming nobody else is outside of that is crazy. 5th in touchdowns, actually, 3rd in yards. We're the 2nd best offense in the league. We're the 27th defense. We're not even good rushing. 22nd and 21st. Number 1 in points scored. Olave is 6th and 9th in receiving yards and then touchdowns. What is happening? This is insane. Not even having a good running year, but we're getting in the end zone. A lot. Sander Horvath gets in. Spencer Rattler gets in the end zone. What are we doing? A.T. Perry's having a really good year as well. That's good for him and his development. But, yeah. Our offense is humming. Our defense, not so much, but hey, whatever. Looking at some negotiations, though, while we're at week 8, see if we got to get rid of it anyway. See, this is the problem. Negative $52 million in cap room. We can't bring anybody back if we want to. So, what are we going to do? To me, I say we make some trades. However, we're doing really good. Can we win this year? Maybe. However, after that, we're still screwed. If we're going to offload anybody, it needs to be our bigger named guys. Because, for example, Derek Carr making a ton of money in the future. I want to go look at our salary books and see what we're looking at there. Because that's going to be where we're understanding things. Because this is not going to help. So let's see. Team salaries. We're going to go to that 2024 year. Because it's technically the wrong year. Derek Carr's going to be making a ton. Ryan Ramczak's going to be making a ton. We don't even have the ability to release people or trade them because of the penalties. Just tons of money to these guys. And the penalties are bigger than all of their salaries. We could get rid of Matthew and not save that much. I mean, $1 million. Nothing right now is worth it. Basically, this year is we can be as good as we want, but after that, we're done. We're dead in the water next year. That's why I didn't want to do this rebuild, because first 2 years are pretty crappy. So we can't bring anybody back. And we also, we can't make any moves right now. So we just got to get through this season. Let's do that much. End of the season comes around, and we're 13-4. Didn't make the 1 seed somehow. We're the 2 seed. Probably the Eagles had a 14-3 or, something better. Or maybe they just had a better overall whatever than us, but had the same record. Or, you know how that works. Some stupid. Either way, we're going to get to this playoff game. However, let's just get through some of these things. The training and whatever else we can really fast. Like we said, there is no bringing back anybody negotiation-wise right now. We don't have the money for it next year. We're going to face a playoff rival. Atlanta's going to come into New Orleans, and we're going to play at the chess match. The chess match and, have some better play rec, because why not? Keep the health around. Don't get the hard hitting to go too much. I don't have any idea if that does anything. I really don't. One last hurrah. So who's leaving? Who's retiring? Probably Cam Jordan? Derek Carr. Oh, okay. Might be it for Demario Davis. That kind of sucks, actually. Because, that kind of sucks. It would be better if it was Cam Jordan, because we have some depth at the edge positions, but not really so much around the other positions. Either way, checking out some of this stuff. Marshawn Lattimore, Blake Groupie, going to get some upgrades. We'll let them handle that. And I want to look at the stats. I want to look at how this season played out in terms of statistics for us. We were obviously halfway through the season pretty good. Wow, 4th and 6th in passing yards and touchdowns for Carr. I didn't see our offensive numbers. Our rushing game really wasn't very good. Carr did really, really, really well. 66% completion, 4,300 yards, 33-7. Really good year for him. Solid year running, I guess. It's just not amazing. It is what it is, though. Receiving, we had 2 1,000-yard receivers. That's great. A.T. Perry also had another almost 850, whatever. That's really good for us. And then Juwan Johnson put another 700 yards in. That's really, really good. We got a really solid year out of our guys. Blocking-wise, Cesar Ruiz had a really solid year, of course, in a contract year. Defensively, 11.5 sacks from the interior for Cam Jordan. That's pretty big. Chase Young, only 4. Bercy, 4. Willie Gay, 3.5. 1 for Granderson, 1 for McKinstry, or half for McKinstry, Howden, Peyton Turner, and Nathan Shepard. Picks-wise, Demario Davis had 5. He had a massive year for us. Lattimore had 4, McKinstry had 3, Willie Gay had 2, Paulson Adebo had 2, Howden and Matthew both had 1. And let's check on the safeties. No safeties, but we do get a couple defensive touchdowns. Both Adebo and McKinstry got themselves in the end zone. That's awesome. Other than that, that's all we're looking at here. I wanted to see. Our offense was 5th in the whole league. That's really good. Quarterback play, we had a big question there with Derek Carr, but he played very, very well in year 1. Now, let's just go ahead and make sure we get some of these staff points going, and we'll get to the game. Going into our first playoff game of the rebuild, we are at home, Caesars Superdome, and we're taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Kirk Cousins and the new-look Atlanta Falcons with, a backup quarterback that they got in the first round. Congratulations. So we're going to go ahead and do as we normally do. If it'll let me get out of this menu, thank you very much. Go to the next quarter. We're already halfway through. They're up 7-0 by the end of the first. However, we are driving. We have a chance to tie it, and we do just that. However, they get 3 more, and at halftime, it's going to look like they're going to have a 10-point lead. Not great for us. Not great at all. We got to take up the ball and get some points. That we do. Get 3 more. However, they're just running up the score on us, and right now it doesn't look very good for us. If we don't score this drive, we're in trouble, and we don't. We need a big turnover here. They're just going to march down the field, and they're going to win this game. We are going to lose in the first round of this season. Hate to say, but it's rather expected. I mean, I wasn't expecting us to do, outside of the fact that we had a really good regular season, Derek Carr, an absolute no-show. Mr. Kirk, he got outplayed by Mr. Playoffs Kirk Cousins. That's insane. That's a very disappointing loss. However, it's not like we expected to win year 1. And we don't expect to win year 2 with the cap situation. So let's just see what happens from here on out. Look at the Ravens finally getting themselves a Super Bowl victory. Lamar Jackson gets himself a Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes, season MVP. Everything else, the first year, the rewards are always wrong because the rookies aren't the same. You get the point. Either way, yeah. Guys like, Talise Fuaga, though a lineman would not win, he doesn't get a chance because the other rookies are here too. Oh wow, Cameron Hayward retires, Adam Thielen, Kevin Zeitler, Tyrod Taylor, Trent Williams, Brandon Graham, Lane Johnson, Raheem Mostert. Position minimum, not position minimum, that's incredible. Matt Prater, Chris Hubbard, David Questenberry. All right, get out of here. We just got to look at our team. The NFC South, Demario Davis does retire after a great career. Sad to see him go then, and it's a tough one to lose considering the position he plays and how valuable he could be in that center. He had a really great year for us last year, and he lost, and he's gone. So, not fun for us, but just kind of what it is. We got to make with what we got, and we don't got him no more. Willie Gay is our next up, and then we also have Pete Werner and whoever else. So that's this season, and now we move to the re-signing period where we're not going to be able to do anything. So let's just move past it too, right? No, we might be able to make something happen here if we can ever get to it, that is. Currently down $9 million. On the draft boards, where are we even looking? What are we looking at? Do we have a pick? We do. 23. Have a chance at a quarterback. I don't know that a quarterback's what we're going to go for, though, because though this is a very good quarterback class, we just don't really need one. 4 quarterbacks in the top 4. Not going to land any of them. We would land, who was it that we were looking at? Was it this one? Andrew Abraham? That was hard to read for some reason. I don't know. We could use a receiver. We could use, a linebacker, a D lineman. Not so much a outside D lineman, but an inside one, maybe. We could use an offensive lineman, depending on if we lose Cesar Ruiz, or a tackle, maybe, because Trevor Penning sucks. But I don't know. First off, let's see if we can, we can't even trade right now. So, yeah, we're not going to be able to get anybody back. There's not a chance in the world. So, in the re-signing period, we can free up some cap room if we get rid of guys like Kamara and Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan's regressed heavily to an 81. Kamara's regressed to an 80. I think we need to move off of them. In my opinion, we need to do that very badly. We're going to look to definitely do that one way or another. A linebacker could be valuable. TJ Edwards would be really, really solid. Even a tackle, if we could find a good tackle who's available. Let's go ahead and check that out. Let's see who we're offered first, actually. Mike Gesicki, solid player. Not really enthused by that, though. DJ Humphries, he's just a little older. Eckler, no thank you. Tyler Guyton would be interesting. A younger player. We could develop him. It's just not much better than what we already have is the problem there, in my opinion. John Michael Schmitz is decent. Malcolm Rodriguez, lower level. Don't really need a safety like that. Just don't. Tutu Atwell would be interesting, but kind of the same as Chris Olave. We're not doing Dallas Turner. We've made that trade a few times in rebuilds. If we're going to do anything, we need to probably attack the offensive line, defensive line, or linebackers. Tyler Guyton is interesting. I'm going to back out real quick and look at the trade block. So starting off on the offensive line. Left tackles, I don't really want somebody with 1 year left particularly. Just don't want to deal with that. And nobody here, DeJuan Jones would be interesting, but that's a right tackle, and they have no cap room either. Can't do that, really. Devondre Sweat's already on here. That's interesting. Braden Fisk as well. We can make some nasty duos with some of these guys. But they only have 1 year on their deals. Linebacker Edgerrin Cooper would actually be super sick. He should have more than 1 year. So should Peyton Wilson. It's because the rookies just didn't get the contracts correctly. They don't do that correctly. We would fix that if we did make a trade for somebody. But I just don't know, man. I just don't know what we should do. I'm going to look around and I'll let you know what we find out. We are sending the ship away. Cameron Jordan, Alvin Kamara, and Tyrann Mathieu to Buffalo for Dorian Williams, Cole Bishop, a second and a third-round pick. I think this is a very good trade. We get out of a lot of money. We bring in a couple young players who might be able to develop a little bit. We also get some assets in the draft this year. Second and third-round picks this year. And also get rid of some of the old money that just doesn't need to be here. You have to reset this team. We have to make things happen. Now, we're going to go to free agency with a little bit of money on our hands. Just a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. We're going to try to bring back Cesar Ruiz just because he's a really good player. He had a really good season for us, and he's 25 years old. We can bring him back for maybe 5 years. We'll have to work this number down quite a bit, but maybe we can get him because of the lower, the higher years, the more, well, this is going way lower than I expected. Maybe not. There is maybe a chance we don't get him back still. We'll see what we can do. We're still the best offer for him so far, and that's all of our money. So let's just go ahead and, okay, well, he's gone. We can try to work some more money out. Let's go try to see if we can restructure some things. That's the next option. Freeing up some money this year through restructures. Like Ryan Ramczyk, he's a guy who I considered throwing into a trade, but I didn't because of the fact that he's still a 90 overall. Let's restructure. Yeah, we'll restructure Lattimore and Ramczyk if we can. I like those two, and then we'll see what we can do now in free agency. Maybe even have a lot of money available. Free agents-wise, the restructures, that's what killed the Saints in the first place, and yet here we are. Yeah, we got a lot of options here. Josh Allen goes to the Jets. Quandre Diggs goes to the Jets. Rashid Shaheed goes to the Jets. I'm not worried about Rashid Shaheed. He's a fine player, but not amazing. Now we have some legit money, though. Let's go offer this guy a legit deal. Make him come back. Get him on our terms. Okay, that's a little bit too good of a deal. We don't want to do all that. 5 years. We're going to go 3-3 on the nose. That should be plenty for him. Should still probably, yeah, we're still in a firm lead. Now, let's look at who there is available in the receiver room because we might need to make some additions. I don't want to bring in a 30-year-old receiver. I just don't. And I'm not really blown away by anyone else here, sadly. I mean, looking at our receiver room, Olave, Perry, and Wilson, we maybe could get somebody. I'd rather just get a rookie behind A.T. Perry. Tight ends, not interested. A tackle, none of these guys are that interesting. Just, they're not. Wynn would be decent, but we don't need him. We got Ruiz more than likely. Let's look at some of the D linemen. Or linebackers now, I guess, because we lost, what's his name? Derek Nottie would be decent for only $6 million a year. Let's see. Nate Landman would be solid. Bring him from interdivision. I really like Drew Tranquil, but he doesn't want to be here. I don't like that. If he wanted to be here, we'd probably go get him. We could get Chris Barnes, who's young, for, a good offer. Landman doesn't want to be here, and Chris Barnes is cheaper. We can throw a 2-year deal at him for less money than this because we're not going to pay him if he doesn't really, going to do much for us. And he's also low down the list, so we're not worried about him. Cornerbacks, we don't really need one. We could use a safety maybe just because we don't have... Let's see. I mean, we got rid of Tyrann Mathieu, so that's why I'm thinking maybe a safety would be nice, but I'm not really pressed on it. Rudy Ford at 29, though. Not really interested. I'd love to bring in Drew Tranquil, but I mean he doesn't have any offers. We'll offer him a small. We're gonna lowball him just because we don't necessarily want to spend the money on him, but he would be a really nice addition. And if he accepts that later, that's great. If not, no harm, no foul. Let's see. I also probably want to offer Derek Nottie because he's a solid player. We're going to lower this quite a bit as well, down to about 2.5. We'll give him 2 years with a $2 million salary. He likes that deal a lot more than I thought he would. Now, all right, let's check our targeted out. This is going to be our free agent class, assuming we get them. Cesar Ruiz is the only one that's some competition for us. Drew Tranquil gets massively outbid by the Colts. So just go ahead and withdraw that offer from Mr. Drew Tranquil. Anybody else that we could potentially consider? Christian Izzian's here. It's a solid player. I think we just have a lot of depth in corner already, and we can always draft some corners really, really, really easily. Running back wise, we could use a back, but I think I'd rather let what's his name play. I'd rather let Kendre Miller play. We're gonna run with Kendre Miller at running back for this year. We're gonna try to get these three. We're still leading for all of them. Hopefully Ruiz will sign. He's the only one that I'm concerned about. We got Ruiz back. We got Derek Nottie. And Chris Barnes hasn't accepted yet, but more than likely will. So we'll get to the draft. Getting into the NFL draft, we're going to go straight to our pick. We're not wasting any time. I think this first pick, looking at the draft class, we're going to aim towards the secondary. Primarily safeties, but we don't really need any corners, so that's why. I'm not interested in a quarterback, though this guy does look relatively good, Tyler Fusco. He's 21 from Washington State. Great throw power. Not very good on anything else particularly. He looks solid. I wish the injury would be better. I would consider taking him if his injury was better, but honestly, just not that interested. This quarterback, Matt Heck, doesn't look too bad either. Elite throw power. Okay. Hold on. Good accuracies. Good break sack. Decent injury. I just don't need a quarterback right now. Should I pass on a quarterback? Maybe not, but we're going to wait for now. Looking at the cornerback room, you know, I'm not really seeing much I really love here. Nothing. All zone, man-to-man. Nothing amazing. Safety room. We have 90% scouting on this guy. He's one of my focus players at some point. Good speed, great agility, solid. He's kind of good overall. Stamina's an A. A to B injury. C man coverage. B zone coverage. B pursuit. B awareness. This guy looks pretty solid. Anthony Hopkins looks pretty good. Any other safeties we want to take a look at? A hybrid safety. I don't know. Not really interested in that. I don't know. Anthony Hopkins looks pretty solid. There wasn't a corner I particularly loved. We're going to go with Anthony Hopkins. That's not the right guy. Anthony Hopkins, welcome to the New Orleans Saints. You got a hidden depth trait. Nice to know. 89 speed, 85 jumping, 91 acceleration, 91 agility. I got to go with my dog in because it just started raining. All right, going into round 2, we have an early pick here. Probably one of the Bills picks or something. I'm not really sure. But either way, let's get right to it. We could check out linebackers. We could check out... Matt Heck is still here. That is very interesting. I feel like it would be bad to not take him at this point. He has elite throw power. That's usually a really good sign. Good. What is wrong with him? Throw on the run's not. We're taking him. Hidden depth trait, 96 throw power. I don't know how he lasted this long. What is he doing here? He was a top 5 projection. I don't know. He must just not be very good. But we would have, I didn't expect him to be there at all, so I wasn't even going to really consider it. But hey, here we are. Whatever. Now we go to late round 2. Let's check out the linebacker rooms. Miles Smith looks pretty decent. Juan Black looks okay. I like zone coverage. We don't need that, but let's see. I don't know. I see a bunch of A's down here for Butler and Patterson. It's usually a good sign one way or another. Pursuit and tackle are both A. Elite speed, 4.5 speed for a linebacker. A pursuit, A tackle, C zone coverage, B awareness. That's a really good sign. What about JT Patterson? That's a very linebacker name. He's only 6 foot. He's elite speed again. F finesse move. These are both off-ball guys. A zone coverage. So kind of a different style of linebacker here. Definitely got like JT Patterson's much more of our, coverage guy. This is more of a true linebacker. On the left out, let's see on the left side if there's anything. Ron Ware looks decent, but I don't know. There's A to C on both of those. I don't really like seeing that. The other guys, we feel like we know more. JT Patterson, you got 2 A's. You got 2 A's for sure on these guys. That's a really, really good sign. Let's check the D line. We're not going too far down here. Not happening. Yeah, not much farther. We didn't check receiver yet. I don't really know that there was many receivers in this draft class at all. What about running backs? Eddie Preston looks fine. Cameron Walford looks fine. An A here from Greg Green. That's a third day guy. We're not worried about it now. We'll check him later. Will Prince looks okay. 2 A's on an A on awareness is really nice. Jeff Glenn has got an A on awareness. Julius Collier got 3 A's, and we got him scouted some, so that he looks really good. Julius Collier looks really good. A center, don't necessarily need that right now. Adam Ford got a couple solid A's, plus potential another one. Dwayne Johnson as well got a good A there. We got a lot of good linemen in this class. I think we're going to go with this linebacker over here. One of these. Miles Smith is around 2 to 3. We liked him. It was one of these two. They're both 3 to 4. We can wait. But who looks the best? Let's look at who looks the best. Go simple as that, right? So, going to the skills. Tackle A. Tanner Butler's a B. Okay, so we've got more here. Pursuit is a good for Tanner Butler, not as good for... Tanner Butler, I think I'm leaning towards right now, unless Miles Smith plays out well. 21 years old here. Player X and A. Block shed's an A. Awareness is a B. Impact blocking's a B. Tackles looks pretty good. What's the injury rating on these guys? Injury ratings, A to C, B to D. I think we're going to go with Tanner Butler. He looks like the best one. No dev trait here. That stinks. However, really solid overall. Looks like he's got 89 agility, or excuse me, 89 acceleration, 78 agility, 75 change of direction, 80 jumping. Not a bad player. Not a bad player. I think we'll be fine there. Hopefully he ends up being the better ones of the few. We might even have another shot at a guy or two. There's a chance that we could get another one of those linebackers if we feel like we need them. Do we, though? Not really sure about that. A lot of receivers available, but I'm just not really enticed by any of them. Green is still here. He's kind of the running back I circled a minute ago. O-lineman could go back to that well. Julius Collier's still here. He does look really, really good. Was there a guy over here on the right guard spot? I don't see the one that I would have recognized earlier. A couple potential A's down in the UDFA. Not really sure, though. Nothing there. Don't see anything here. No, nobody looks good in the D tackles. Jeez. And our other guy's gone, I think. I don't remember who his name was already. Oh, well, he's gone. Tanner Butler, we got him. I think that was the one we drafted. That was a name. Cornerbacks, we can always check. Corners, you can get so good, so easy. All you got to do is look for the man coverage or zone coverage. If you want a man coverage corner, if they have a B or an A, and they have, if they are a man and they have a B or an A, and then their zone is a C or better, they're a very good player. That's just what it is. Let's see. I don't know. I don't really like any of that. We might go with Collier. He looked really good. He has 3 A's. B run blocking. Really good athlete. Second in his 40-yard dash. F run block power, but everything else looks really good. We're going to go with that. Hidden dev trait center. Let's go. Always like to see that. No doubt about it. We'll move to, it's round 5, so hopefully we have that running back. I guess that'll be our chance to take that guy. Something green. He's 2 Gs. We'll see if he's going to be here. We took a quarterback, so that kind of threw off a lot of things for us. Is he here? I think he's gone. Oh, well. We aren't really super sold on a running back anyways. Receivers, this guy's still here. A first-round potential from Beth Cookman. What a interesting thing to be in this game. Okay. F release, C deep route, B kick return. He's probably fast, but not very good. That's probably what it is. None of these receivers look very good. I'm not really interested in any of them. Not really any of them. I want to double check the running back room. This Marcus Culver here. Good speed, 4.3, 4.4 speed. That's really solid. Ball carry vision's a B, carrying's a B. We'll go ahead and go with Marcus Culver. He could be decent. 91 speed, 91 acceleration. I'm fine with that. That looks really good. We definitely need at least another body in that room anyways. I'm going to let the CPU finish out this draft. Let's get to the draft recap. I'm interested in this quarterback. That's the one I want to see the most. So starting off, let's see. The quarterback is a 73. Not bad. I mean, for the second round, a guy who fell all the way to the second round is not bad. 76 for our safety, though. Tanner Butler looks really good. Collier is solid from his pick. The running back is 69. And the CPU got us 2 linebackers, and neither of them are very good. Okay, whatever. Thanks, CPU, for just double-dipping at a position we probably really didn't need after getting Chris Barnes and trading for Dorian Williams and all that junk, but whatever. Here we are. We're going to edit the roster, make sure we got everything, and get to next season. All right, let's check out our Year 2 roster. Going in, it's a lot of the same. I'm really struggling on whether we start Matt Heck or not. He's only 3 overalls worse, and I feel like that is plenty to go off of. And he's so close to the next upgrade. Look at I think we got to start Matt Heck. I think Derek Carr is dead. I think he's dead. I think so. Kendre Miller's our starting RB. Chris Olave, wide receiver 1. A.T. Perry, wide receiver 2. Bub Mean's going to move to wide receiver 3. Jawan Johnson somehow went up to superstar. We'll take it. Cesar Ruiz drops. Collier is our backup everywhere. That's our line. Our line looks really solid. Not upset about that at all. This is our defense. Bishop's going to play our strong safety position. Butler, our rookie linebacker, he's going to be backup everywhere. He's going to get snapped somehow, some way. We're going to have Foskey be our immediate backup since he's got the star dev. And that's the rest of our defense. I mean, Marshawn Lattimore, Paulson Adebo, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Alontae Taylor. That's the lineup there. So we'll start getting through this season. But before we do that, I want to point out we have a camp standout. Let's see who this is. Week 1, I think it is Brian Brissy, if I remember correctly. I believe that's Brian Brissy, number 90. Yes, sir, it is Brian Brissy. He has to get 2 combined sacks or tackle for loss against the Giants. That's very possible. Their line sucks, and you get 1 sack, and it counts as 1 sack and a tackle for loss. So whatever. We'll see if he gets that real quick, and we'll move about our rebuild very quick there. We did lose. Had a good game, though, 35-21. Did he hit it? And he did not get it done. He did not get it done. That sucks. All right, well, let's go ahead and keep moving through this rebuild. Week 8, we are a disappointing 2-4. We have a breakout D lineman, though. Don't know who this is. Brian Brissy had a good game, apparently. So we have a redemption breakout game for him being the, what was it called? The preseason breakout player, whatever it's called. The training camp standout, that's what it is. So we will make sure he gets it. Let's check and see what our quarterback and safety are. They're both star dev. Not too bad. Wish they'd be a little better, but hey, I mean, Matt Heck, it's a good thing we played him over Derek Carr because he's already almost the same overall as Derek Carr. He's 1 overall less, not even a halfway full this season. Let's check and see really quick who our free agents will be this year. We have a little bit of money. Paulson Adebo, we're going to need him back. Juwan Johnson, I don't really care to have him back, but gosh. Okay, I'm going to have to edit this one. Kool-Aid McKinstry should be on contract for 2 more years. Those rookies got messed up in the file, so I have to add him to a couple more years of a deal. But Olave Penning, we'll see. But right now, we need to bring back... We definitely need to bring back Adebo, maybe Johnson. Can we go ahead and get on with this? I mean, problem is Adebo's going to take a lot of our money. He doesn't really want to be here. And then with what we have left, we really can't bring back Johnson. So we also could look for a team who maybe would be willing to take Derek Carr considering, well, he's not even our starting quarterback anymore. Let's go ahead and see if Brian Brissy gets this breakout game before week 8. And then we'll worry about all that in a minute. We are... Can we move to 3-4? That's a big question as well. We did get a win. That's a good sign. Hopefully... He did not get it once again. Brian Brissy is just not meant to be a superstar player. That stinks. Oh, well. Overall, not too bad. We got to worry about some free agents, though, now. Definitely Derek Carr. We're going to look and see what we can get for him. We just, we have Matt Heck, and he's our quarterback of the future. He's just as good as him, and he's a lot younger. I mean, let's look at this. Derek Carr's 33 with 3 years left. He's 23. He's 10 years younger. Also has a dev trait. What can we get for Derek Carr? Josh Reynolds to improve our receiver room. That's actually kind of intriguing. That actually is kind of intriguing. Elijah Moore as well. Both are not bad. Jahan Dotson even better. Let's try to get the picks here, though, considered. I'm not interested in Calvin Ridley. He's going to be too expensive. Well, he's actually only $5 mil. We're going to have to look and see. Okay, let's do this. We need to break down who receivers we're interested in most. So, Josh Reynolds really solid. Elijah Moore's also solid. All right, I think Jahan Dotson's my number 1 interest here. Because we're going to look at this and then look at how many years they have left so we see who we have to pay. Jahan Dotson's my number 1. Then probably Elijah Moore than Josh Reynolds. Let's start there. So Jahan Dotson, Elijah Moore, Josh Reynolds. So Jahan Dotson, a Commander. He's got 2 years left. Elijah Moore is a Brown. And he'll have 1 year left. So he's going to be off contract. That's not great. And then I think Josh Reynolds has 2. We do get better picks with Elijah Moore, though. But I think we probably go with Jahan Dotson. He's just the better player. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go for the Jahan Dotson deal. Assuming, let me make sure there's... Darius Slayton's just too old, too expensive. I'm not interested in a linebacker. We've got plenty of linebackers. Not interested in Lynn McNeil. Yeah, Jahan Dotson, we're going to take this deal. Get a receiver for our quarterback. I mean, he's a good player. Our quarterback's a good player. We're not worried about that. Now, if you look at this, Jahan Dotson's going to be our wide receiver 2. We're actually probably going to leave him at wide receiver 3. Let A.T. Perry continue to develop. They're the same age. They're the same... Actually, A.T. Perry has another year left. So, yeah, we're going to do that. And I'm going to go fix Kool-Aid McKinstry's, what's it called? His years left because he shouldn't be off contract after this year. Not cheating it. It's just it's not correct. So we'll fix that here. Let's go. Week 14, we're 7-5. Turning our season around, we have a breakout linebacker. We are now the top of our division. Now, Willie Gay. He just got a breakout for this next game. That's actually going to be really good for us. Getting another, star-level player. Superstar-level player, actually, I believe. He's already a star. Yeah, let's go ahead and get through some of this and get some of these upgrades going. And then we're going to see if we can get this guy, Willie Gay, up to... Well, I think it is Superstar. I'm not really certain, but we've turned our season around well. We beat a 9-1 Ravens team. That's going to be really helpful. In terms of just being a good team, building some momentum there. We'll get that going. Get our upgrades moving, and then let's see what we got. I mean, I'm very interested in this. So, like I said, the weekly award, he already got that for having 2 sacks. We've actually had multiple lately. He had one just a few weeks ago, 9 tackles, a sack, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. Matt Heck actually had one early in the season. It's 290 yards, 3 touchdowns. Either way, not the point. Let's see. Is there anything else important we need to take care of here? We're playing an NFL top defense, immovable object, okay? You're tasked with facing the Raiders and their highly talented defense. Let's see. Let's do the passing game. Matt Heck is a good quarterback, and we're going to trust him to lead us to over this Raiders defense. That's supposedly very good. We'll see about that. We're going to simulate this week, see if he gets that, and then check some negotiations as well. I accidentally did extend P. Werner without showing you. I didn't mean to do that. Will Gay also does not get his breakout game. Pretty standard for what it seems like this rebuild's become. No breakouts are going to happen. That is what it is. We probably didn't even get a 300-yard passing game, did we? Wasn't enough. So we probably got the passing yards. Looks like we got the passing yards. It's just we didn't win. That's at least a step, I guess. So negotiations wise, looking at this, we have some money now. Paulson Adebo, we're gonna try to get him back. 10 million a year for a really. He's just not interested in signing. We're gonna work on that one. Juwan Johnson's tough because he's only an 80 overall. I don't want to give him more than 2 years. Bonus is a non-star. I just don't know what to do with you, man. Peyton Turner is not worth bringing back. Monty Rice, Khaleke Hudson. I would bring back Hudson because he's cheaper, if anything, and he would still get a decrease in pay. Just as a depth piece, like 3 years, like that right there would be great. He'll come back, cool. That's just depth we don't have to worry about later. Ugo Amadi, I'm not really interested. Monty Rice, 4 years for you if you want to take something like this. If you'll do that. Doesn't like the deal. Okay. Our goal is to try to maybe Juwan Johnson. I don't know. Maybe we should have traded him considering he's a superstar. I don't know. I don't want to trade too much. Paulson Adebo, we got to get him back somehow, some way. Either way, let's get to the end of the season and see if we can make another playoff run. Now you can't see it, but Paulson Adebo gets himself 2 interceptions. And then we conveniently have in the same week a breakout DB. So what I'm going to do, I am going to play a little bit of a game here. He's not interested. We're not even able to sign him. Okay. I was going to try to extend him. I didn't realize it was going to cut out completely. I was going to try to extend him before this happens. But, yeah, Paulson Adebo, he had really good interceptions, whatever. I can't speak English. So he has to get 2 stats. That's always hard. We can't even get that from Brian Brissy or whoever else. So, not like we should really expect it. But I can always, if he does get this, I can always franchise tag him. That is always an option, especially for a player as good as he might be. That's something we're going to have to look at. So we'll see if he gets a breakout game. We're almost to the end of the season. We just had a big 42-31 win over a division rival. Let's go ahead and just simulate and see if he does. We are currently leading our division before this. We're leading our division after. We got a loss, though, man. We always lose the big games. Quiet game. Okay. Whatever. We'll get to the end of the season. So in year 2, we close out the season with 4 straight weeks of being the #1 team in the division, all for us to go down week 18 and lose our final game, missing the playoffs. We got to check out at least some of our stats. A rookie quarterback, as you see over there in the top right, J.R. Dixon, was 2nd in the league in yards. That's insane. Either way, let's check out our stats. A very disappointing season. Hey, Matt Heck had a great year. 6th in yards and 1st in touchdowns. Kendre Miller was awful. 30th in yards, 56th in touchdowns. Terrible. But hey, we got our quarterback of the future. Matt Heck was a heck of a player. No pun intended. Didn't even think about that at all. And, I mean, a lot of picks, but, hey, you probably had to when your running game was this bad. Kendre Miller has to be replaced very, 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 very soon. That's not even a debate. Good year from Chris Olave with 10 touchdowns, 92 receptions, and 1,300 yards. Wow, A.T. Perry didn't do anything. That's really disappointing. Let's just check everything else out real quick. Cesar Ruiz, another really good year. Defensively, 6 sacks from Bassey, 6 from Young, 3.5 from Granderson, 3 from Gay, 1.5 from Werner, 1 from Noddy. That's not very good. Lattimore, 5 picks. Adebo, 4 picks. Hopkins, 3 picks. 2 picks from Chris Barnes, 1 from Willie Gay, 1 from Howden, 1 from Alontae Taylor. And all the interesting stuff. No safeties, no touchdowns. Kicking, whatever, who cares. So we know what our problem is. First off, our defense. Second off, our running game. And our O-line's actually pretty good. The blocking numbers are actually relatively good for, an O-line in Madden. So I think it really comes down to the talent at the running back position. We had a really good year at receiver. This could change something for the fact that there's nothing here. I don't know, but we're gonna go with this tree over here. We gotta do something about this running game. And Kendre Miller he's not gonna be the running back of the future. He can't be. With the way that just played out, there's no way. We're gonna get to the offseason, see who's available, and make some big changes this offseason. Looking back at the season, the Ravens go back-to-back, and also, not to mention just that, they get a 31-0 win over the Bears. That's insane. So, you can see the awards there on the right. Good year for those guys, whatever. We got to check our own team out, though. Did we get any good progression? Did anything change? Retirements, we'll check that out first. Russell Wilson retires. Kyle Juszczyk, Teron Armstead, Zach Martin, Taylor Lewan, Levante David, Cam Jordan, one of our trades we made. That's good enough there. No one retires from our team, so that's helpful. We're gonna retain the majority of our team. That's really good. Let's look at the lineup we do currently have, and let's see if any big improvements have been made. Our quarterback is a superstar, and our best receiver is an X factor. That's incredible. That is very, very, very helpful. That's going to be a good one. Our O-line is pretty much the same. Nothing's changed there. Collier is a star dev. We didn't know that yet, or at least didn't see it. Chase Young goes up to star dev. Hopkins is superstar now. That's a good one. Adebo is still star. Will Gay is star. I think everything else is about the same. But yeah, we did get some improvements, so hopefully that helps us next year. Let's go to the offseason and see who we can sign and, make some big moves. So starting in our re-sign period, we do accept Chris Olave's option, no doubt. Paulson Adebo, I don't know that I want to franchise tag him, as that number comes at a $21 million hit. I'd rather see if we can wait and get him we're going to franchise him probably. Let's just wait for a minute. Jahan Dotson, though, he wants an option accepted too. We're not paying him $25 million for no, not happening. Juwan Johnson, if he doesn't accept this, I can't pay an 80 overall tight end. I don't care if you have a dev trade. I'm not paying you that. Trevor Penning's not getting accepted. We'll let him hit free agency if we need to. He just hasn't done enough for us. We're not paying him $16 million at a 75 overall. Not happening. We're going to decline Jahan Dotson's option. Paulson Adebo's the question here. Let's think about this. He should be a lot more. He should be cheaper. He wants to come back now too. Golly. I think we're gonna. I don't know what to do here. I am really out of my mind right now. We're gonna let these guys. He can walk. Jahan Dotson's not getting accepted right now. They're going to be off contract after next year if we don't extend them. I can't give Adebo $20 million for this year. I can't do that. He had a really good season, but if you look at the numbers, if he's 14 for 3 years, that breaks down to about 5 a year. That'd only be 10 a year for each. We can pay that elsewhere. I'm not doing that. I'd rather just go to free agency and try to get him back there. Skip the franchise tag and just go straight to free agency. That's what we're going to do. Now, looking at free agents, we have $44 million in open cap space. Brandon Ayuk. Wow, the Niners have been obliterated. Look at this. Ayuk, a free agent, Hufanga, Andre Greenlaw. Absolutely obliterated. There's Adebo. We're going to go ahead and try to get him back while we can. We'll go with a 4-year deal. See, look, this is only going to be 10 a year when they were wanting us to go for 20 a year. Only problem is now we have to actually fight for him a little bit harder. We'll go up to 5-5. Hopefully that'll get us a little bit of a leg up. Not really. Okay, we're gonna go up. We're gonna go up even a little higher because, granted, this is still a lot less than the $20 million for one season. So we'll be willing to do that. All right, we should be able to get him. Brandon Ayuk is incredibly interesting. The problem is our defense has been the problem, not our offense. Can we afford him? We can. Bringing in Brandon Ayuk would be amazing for our young quarterback. Ah, that's so tough. Dre Greenlaw would also be a good ad. Let's do this. So at running back, we need a running back really bad. Trey Benson's available. And for cheap. He's better than Kendre Miller, bro. We're going to wait on the running back position because not going to be a lot of offers right now. Brandon Ayuk, Keon Coleman, Elijah Moore, DeAndre Hopkins, Tyler Boyd, Adonai Mitchell. We're not worried about that right now. We do need a tight end. We do need a tight end. He's not going to get any offers, so we're going to lowball him right now. See if we can kind of get him early. Only for about 3. We're going to go 2 years. We're not even going to go that much. We're going to go right there. He's not going to like it, but he might have he has just enough to maybe come back. Our O-line does look pretty good for now. Olu Fashanu, he shouldn't be here. We're not going to sign him. This is a tough situation to be in, man. Andrew Wiley's even solid. Wyatt Teller's here. That's a good one. I'm not interested in really any of those guys. Malcolm Kuntz is interesting, but our two ends are currently better than him anyways. So, Dre Greenlaw would be a massive upgrade at our linebacker position. We would have a lot of linebackers, though. We would definitely need to trade somebody if that was the case. We'll consider that in a minute. We need to get somewhere else first. We're going to get Paulson Adebo back more than likely. Hufanga would be a really good ad over Cole Bishop. I don't know, man. This is tough. He has 9 offers. But Brandon Ayuk's an X factor. We could have 2 amazing receivers. I just don't know if we get Brandon Ayuk, we pretty much need to trade. We would probably end up having to trade Olave. I just don't think that's worth it. I'd rather go get Hufanga, who would be a massive upgrade at the position. Let's see how close this gets us where we're standing after this. We can always ballpark it. We're in the running at least, but that's about it. That's all we can say for that. Dre Greenlaw has 4 offers. We're going to see if we can offer him. See, we can't even do both. Not even a little bit. If we miss out on one, we're going to miss out on all. So who do we want more? I think Hufanga, he's younger. He's better. Going to give him a little bit more money. Maybe go down to a 4th year. See if he likes that anymore. He might. There's a chance. We're towards the top, but how about we go to the 5th year? And do the same deal. That's a 6th year, actually, but we'll see. He likes the extension. I can notice better lines there. We're going to go to a 6th year. We're going to give him 13.5 and 8. I'm trying to get a full leg up. That way we can kind of... if we're going to get bid on one of these guys, we got to get somebody. We can't just go out there and not bring anybody home. We can't do that. So we'll do this right here. Got a really good bonus structure. All right, should be able to land them. That's going to be a massive upgrade to our secondary. Let's see what we can do. We got Hufanga and Adebo. Massive moves for us. Now I'm kind of curious about Greenlaw went to the Lions. Brandon Ayuk went to the Cardinals, a divisional rival there. That's interesting. Jalen Warren's available. We got to check out a running back now, that's for sure. I'd rather just go get Benson if we're going to get either of them. Or John Brooks. We're going to go with Trey Benson. I like Trey Benson a lot. He's one of my favorite running backs. He's probably my favorite running back in this class, really. We're going to offer him that and see. He probably doesn't have any offers, so we'll leave it at that. But, yeah, we're just going to see if we can land both of these guys. We're not getting Johnson back at that number. What are we looking at with just that? What? I don't really want to give him all that, but I'm taking down the years, if anything. That's just too much. I'll go up a little bit in money just to take off some years. I don't want to pay him forever. We'll offer it and see what he does. We're still in the lead and running for them both. We did not get Johnson back, so now we got to find another tight end. Wonderful. Wow, and I'm really not interested in any of these guys. Bensono looks decent enough, I guess. He's not going to have any offers, really, so we're going to lower this. We're not really that pressed on this. 5 years for whatever amount of money he wants, like that, in that ballpark. Let's see if we can get him and Trey Benson in. Oh, it's not going to let me do any more of those. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go to the next thing and just get to the draft. And if we get them, we get them. If we don't, we don't. All right, here in round 1, we're going to take a look at this team because I think we're getting to a point where we can start winning. We have some good stuff. Deion Sears is a very good corner. This guy's got to be minimum an 81. He has 3 A's and a B, 21 years old, from Purdue, elite speed. He's a 4.27 speed. I want to trade up for this guy so bad. A man and A zone. You don't ever see that. B injury, B tackle, B press, A catching. Jeez, man. Do we need another corner? Probably not, but we could go trade Lattimore maybe. I don't know. Paulson Adebo trade him. I don't know. George Wagner looks good. Zach Van Dyke looks good. Cole Oliver looks good. He's top 5 talent. That's a receiver. I think we need to trade up for a receiver, for a corner, whatever we can get. I think we need to look at our position group rooms of Lattimore, of the cornerback room, the receiver room, see where we can have some wiggle and go. Because there's also Jahan Dotson's on a 1-year deal. I think he's expendable because of that. Chris Olave, we'll have to pay soon. This is tough. I think Jahan Dotson's our guy, considering everybody else has multiple years. We use that and, see how far we can get with just him. Probably not super far, but yeah, there's wow, that's a good linebacker there. Hey, not that we need another linebacker, but the Patriots are early. We're gonna just see how close we are to getting to the Patriots pick. They're number 1. Not even close. What if we add in? I don't know if we add. See, the thing is though, I don't think we need to go up to 1 for that. Because we don't need the corner. If we're going to trade up and give up Jahan Dotson, we need to trade for a receiver. All right, we got the 5th pick. I should have tried that without the pick, but whatever. Here we are. So we're now at 5. We want Oliver. He should be at least around. First pick, Zach Van Dyke, the tackle. Okay, not what I expected. There's Deion Sears. He goes to the Cardinals. Going to be a very good play. I'm going to check him out in a minute. Jeff Wilson, okay, a little nervous. Oliver, all right. We're gonna get our pick of receiver here. Cole Oliver, he's top 5. Let's just go to the position group. We're not wasting any time here. Yeah, all right. So looking at this, there's one guy here that's top 5 talent. He also has 3 A's and 1 B. He's 6'5" or 6'2". I thought I said 6'5". Who was 6'5"? Somebody 6'5"? 6'5" was Dom Man. Okay, I knew it wasn't crazy. 6'2", 230. That's a tank. Solid speed. He's a 4.5, but he's a big dude. Jumping is elite. Strength is elite. This is a big-time wide receiver. F injury is not great, but he does have a top 5 talent in this draft class. And if Deion Sears was as good as he was, this guy's got to be really good too, considering he's also top 5, whether or not Tom Sears really is or not. We're going to go ahead and go with them. Hidden depth trait, 93 acceleration, 88 agility, 82 change of direction, 97 jumping, 89 speed, 79 strength. Okay, that's our man. I don't know how good he's going to be, but hey, it's probably going to be better than whatever else we could worry about. Now, there's one other thing I want to look at. I want to look at this running back position because there was a running back that I kind of got caught up on. This one right here. 2nd to 3rd round projection. We got some scouting done on him. He's a good size. We did bring in Jonathan Brooks. Trey Benson didn't sign, so we brought in John Brooks. But this guy looks really good too. Look at the speed. 4.39. Crazy. And it's only good on the side over here. Strength is elite. Jumping's elite. Not that matters too much. But look at this. Carrying's an A. Juke moves an A. Ball carry vision's an A. Those are all the key things. You want those to be good. Awareness is an A. Kick around's bad. Who cares? This guy looks really good. I want to try to get into the 2nd round to get this guy. I don't know where in the 2nd round, but the 2nd round nonetheless. So we're going to go look and see what the New England Patriots would like to take to get us to the first pick of the 2nd round, so we're not wasting any time here. I'd sacrifice half of our draft class for this. I'm going to Ricky Williams this for the 2nd round at least. Do they have the first pick in the 2nd round? Okay, they do. Good deal. Now, we have a 3rd. We have a fourth. We have a fifth. We'll give him all the picks. We'll give him all the picks. And then Kendre Miller, because forget that guy, man. He terrible. We're not far. We will give up the entire draft class for this guy. Am I being stupid? Probably. We'll get Jamal Williams. How about that? Y'all want him? Probably not. How about both of them? Crazy. We're going to get a little crazy here. Kendre Miller and Jamal Williams. All right, still they're not going for it. Okay. I don't know what we're doing here. We're going to go with Jamal Williams, and we're going to go with... We can't give up one of those guys. We just can't. We don't need to give up the entire draft class because we do kind of need a tight end. If we could give up all the others except our third and find a tight end at the third round and then maybe give up everything else, that'd be solid. We could really trade Cesar Ruiz and let Julius Collier play the guard spot. They would take Collier probably faster, but we're going to try this. We're not even close. Are we allowed? If Collier's closer, we'll let it happen. Even though he's they like him a lot. They like him a lot. He's a really good player. But that's not even with the third round pick. Like, we're not even getting up a third round pick, and they're gonna give us the first pick of the second round. That's a big deal. Can we give up Kalen Saunders or something and get this done? All right, we got it done. We're gonna go ahead and get this running back. I don't remember his name, but he's from Purdue. Yeah, let's just do it because I'm here now. We've traded up enough, so whatever. We're going to get a running back. We're going to get a tight end. This offense is going to be flying. Yes, I know our defense was the problem, but Edward Bryant from Purdue, he looks really good. Hidden depth trait, 94 acceleration, 91 agility, 81 change of direction, 85 jumping, 92 speed, and 84 strength. A really, really solid rating for this guy. Let's just hope it's worth it. Let's hope it actually is a good thing that we just did that. We're going to look at tight ends now. Just take the best one available, whoever that is, because we really do need one. There goes a tight end right in front of us. It's probably not a good thing. Kyle Davis. I don't really know much about the tight end group. I don't think I scouted him too much. I see a bunch of A's right here, though. And we don't have anybody scouted, so it's probably who I'm going to take. I mean, I'll compare him as much as I can. Great speed, 4.6. Great strength. Great change of direction. He's an athlete. A, awareness. I like what I see. B, medium route. B, pass block. A, short route. C, spec catch. Versus the guy above him was the only other one that looked... He's a better speed here. A lot worse of everything else, though. We're going to go with Pat Stein. Hidden dev trait, like what we like to see. 87 acceleration, 81 agility, 81 change of direction, 75 jumping, 85 speed, 75 strength. That'll be the end of our draft. Very eager for this draft recap here. Let's check it out. And holy crap, 280 overalls. Edward Bryant was an 81. Much worth the trade up. Pat Stein's even a 75 in the third round. That's really, really good. 82 Cole Oliver. We got to check out the rest of this draft class. How many? Sears was an 83, so yeah. And then Oliver. And then we got the second and third best players in the entire draft. The best receiver. We had a lot of really good receivers here and corners. Two good corners, two good receivers, all 78 or high, 79 or higher. Plus a bunch of guys here at 70. Wow, 3 corners right here. This is a good draft class overall. The whole class is really good. Good Lord. I'm going to check and see if there's any, what are they called? Free agents. Sometimes you get like the UDFAs. Let's see if there's any good UDFAs out. We could use maybe a good one or two if there's any that were worthwhile. I didn't check the UDFAs last draft. I should have done that. Oh, look. Rookie Kevin White, punter, 83 overall. And I'm pretty sure our punter stinks. And he's a star def. Congratulations, Kevin White. Welcome to the team. Okay, that's great. Yeah, awesome. Alvin Kamara's been cut. David Onyemata's cut. Former Saint. Brandon Cooks, former Saint. Wow. All these Saints are just sitting on the block, just nothing. Khalil Mack, that might be a good guy to bring in for rotational piece if we need one. Let's go look at our depth chart and see. That's a very, very interesting one there. We're going to look at some of these position groups and see where we're at, just depth-wise and on down the board. So Matt Heck, good quarterback. We're good there. Edward Bryant's going to be our starting running back. We'll make sure that happens outright. Not worried about a fullback. Receiver room, Cole Oliver's already wide receiver 2 as a rookie. Two big old wide receivers, a 6'5", 200-pound, and a 6'2", 230 receiver. That's awesome. That's great. Pat Stein's a 76, going to be our starting tight end immediately. Benson O, even going to be good, but whatever, who cares? On the O-line, we did have to get rid of our center, which kind of sucks. We could use another center or a tackle. We're missing both tackle backups. We need to move somebody to that left end spot, but we're going to look at that in a minute. Let's see. Do we have a D tackle we could potentially move over? I guess Tyler Davis could, but not really. Off-ball backers, tons of them. Why do we have so many? I don't know. Probably because they're all at middle linebacker. We have none at the other position. We'll just adjust those guys around here in a minute. A good cornerback room. Got Kalen Carson and Abrams Drain now who are on our practice squad. A bunch of safeties, good lord. And a really good, really good safety in Talanoa Hufanga joins the team. So we've got a lot of improvement on this roster. Blake Group's still here. And then, yeah, Lou Headley was our punter, and he was garbage, and we get a rookie who's a lot better. A lot better. So that would be good for me. Let's get to the training camp done and get to the preseason. So at the start of the year, we kind of have these random offer trades for Chad Muma. I mean, he just kind of is a depth piece, so I'm going to trade him for one of these. There's no sense in not. Tuli Tuipulotu is really interesting here. I want to see if he could project down to a defensive end like an edge rusher, because if he can, that would be really nice for me. I just don't know if he's big enough, really. I mean, I guess he could either way since he's just an edge any way you look at it. But I'm just going to double check that. That's a very strange one. Yeah, he's 266. He can do that. So it's either him or Sean Murphy Bunting. Sean Murphy Bunting is a really good corner. Do we need a corner? No, but do we need an edge rusher? Not really either. So, I don't know. That's just really interesting to me. Also a 4th round pick there. We'll take him. Why not? He's a young player and gonna be improving as well. I mean, he's 22. That's really good. We'll go ahead and do that. Let's check out this roster for week 1. First, let me make sure Tuli Tuipulotu is in the right spots. He's gonna be a linebacker, but we need to make sure he is not that. We need to make sure he's an edge rusher. So, right end's Chase Young, left end Carl Granderson, but Tuli Tuipulotu is gonna be right there on his tails. Really becomes expendable. I mean, Tuli Tuipulotu could be just as good as him just now if we want to. So we'll look at that one in a bit. Granderson could be a trade piece come halfway through this season, but we'll leave it alone right now. Either way, let's go ahead and look at the lineup as we have it for this season. Starting off, our quarterback, obviously, Matt Heck, really good player. Excited for him this next season. Obviously, Chris Olave is our wide receiver. What is going on? Our rookies are not even here. There we go. That's much better. Bryant is our starting. There we go. I was so confused with where our rookies were. No. So, I'm going to have Ben Sano be our second tight end. Fabian Moreau can be our fullback. He's a better one. Sano, actually, why not? You're younger. Get the snaps. A.T. Perry will be our wide receiver 3. Oliver will be our wide receiver 2. Really good offense with some young talent improved. Now, looking at the defense, also much improved. So, looking around here, I'm going to have Tuli Tuipulotu coming up. He's not going to play there. He's not that kind of linebacker. That's not right. Marshawn Lattimore, Paulson Adebo, we did get him back. Kool-Aid McKinstry at CB3, Alontae Taylor at CB4. The cornerback room stayed the same exactly through. Much improved at strong safety. From Cole Bishop to Talanoa Hufanga. Hopkins is a superstar. Really good unit overall. I think this will be great. I'm going to make sure Tuli Tuipulotu gets edited down to his right position, and we will get on with this season. Could be our first season of being really good. I projected 4 years, I think. This would be 3, so we'll see. Here in Week 8, we've got some really bad news. We're 1-6. I don't know how we are this bad. We have a breakout D lineman, so let's just go ahead and see what that is. Brian Brissy, who's surprised he's not going to get it. What is going wrong? Let's just take a look and see what is wrong with our team. If you look at this bottom box down here, offensive points per game, we're 27th. We're 5th in pass yards per game. That's great. But the worst team in the league in rush yards per game, defensive points per game, defensive yards per game, and halfway up in rush yards. So we're good on the... What is happening? Our defense has got so many good players, and we're still so bad. Okay, so I think first off, with our excess amount of edge rushers, because, I mean, if we look at our defensive ends, Granderson, Tuipulotu, Foskey, Young, okay? The only problem is Chase Young's off contract after this year. I didn't think about that. Let's go look at our negotiations and see if he is a reasonable guy to pick back up or not. If he's going to want a ton of money that we don't have, then, okay, maybe we trade him. But being like an 86, Talise Fuaga's off contract, Willie Gay, Trevor Penning. Talise Fuaga actually needs to return. He's not supposed to be off contract. So, yeah, this is fine enough. We can pay this. We'll give him that. Fuaga needs to have one more year on his deal. He's supposed to. It's just that stupid glitch. So we're just going to get him back and just kind of, it won't be a problem. We got to figure out the rest of this, though. Really, you can even argue Talise Fuaga should have a 5th year. Trevor Penning, probably going to come back on that number if that's really what it is. I'm not upset with that at all. That's really a good deal, but we'll wait on him. Not a guy we're super pressed on right now. Oh, man. Not good. Not good. I mean, not a lot of major free agents. This is our punter. Let's just get him back already. Like, I don't even like to waste time on these guys. 7 years. That should be plenty. Good deal. We need to get Chase Young back. So we'll go ahead and trade Carl Granderson because we're going to bring Young back. Carl Granderson is expendable. Chase Young is better. He's younger. Whatever. And Granderson he's not much better than Tuli Tuipulotu, and he'll probably regress soon. So let's see what we can get for him. We need to improve our line. We need to improve our run game somehow. However that can happen. Byron Murphy would be really interesting. To pair him with Brian Brissy, that's really nice. I kind of want to do that. I want to do that. Byron Murphy, I'm doing that. I'm pairing him with Brian Brissy. That's going to be a nice combo down in the middle. That could be a really dangerous duo there as well. Don't need the edge rushers. Could use the interior. We're going to do that. We're going to fix things up. And now, we just got to get better. That's all I can say. Another quick update. All of our rookies are star devs. So that's really good. I mean, they're better than no dev. So I'll take that. We actually had a player hit their breakout game. Tuli Tuipulotu. This is actually a really big deal for us because that's going to be incredibly helpful. Not only is he, that's going to get him to where Carl Granderson was in terms of just quality of player, but also, I literally didn't show you that he had a breakout game in the beginning because I just assumed he wasn't going to get it. So, kind of a sad reality there from what we've gotten to at this point. I'm also going to put him on the, this thing right here, whatever this is called, the little development tree, so we can kind of work him up. He should be, really good now. I mean, a really good option at least, a good edge rusher, with especially in pairing with Chase Young, which, speaking of, we still do have to pay. So let's go ahead and knock this out of the park here. Chase Young, I don't know. Is that enough for you, man? Come on. All right, Chase Young's back. We got him locked down. Will Gay. We cannot afford him. Cool. Didn't want him anyways. Trevor Penning, we'll still kind of wait on him. Still going to kind of wait. Cole Bishop, you can leave, sir. Sorry. You just are not worth that at all. Alante Taylor, we probably won't resign you either. Chris Barnes, he wants to be here. We can probably shorten this deal, and he'll probably still accept. Give me 2 years, and we'll take it. Deal's just wrong. Nah. Is it, though? Not really. Either way, we're in week 11. We finally got a second win. Woo, woo. Yeah, we got to get better. We go an awful 6-11, miss the playoffs, and then, yeah, that just happens. So, we also don't win anything. Great. Chiefs get another Super Bowl. Wonderful. We're wasting time here. Hey, I did predict 4 years. So, we're in the 4th year, or the 4th year is upcoming. Let's see who's retired. Harrison Smith, Bakhtiari, Matt Judon, Aaron Rodgers goes, Devondre Campbell, DeMarcus Lawrence, DeAndre Hopkins, Stephon Gilmore, Keenan Allen, all gone. Checking our own team, nobody. So, we're good for ourselves. There's no way we're worse than this next year. There's just not a chance, right? I mean, there just cannot be a chance. All these bums going to get back on the roster, thankfully. Yeah, this year's got to be it. I think we need to look at changing our staff. I mean, let's look at some stats and see what happened. We got to see what happened. So, Matt Hay, 4th in yards. We're 8th in total offensive yards, so we're not bad. 24th defense, just not good. Our rushing game's still not there, even with a much better running back. Just not there. Receiving took a big hit for Chris Olave. Still turning the ball over a lot, too. That might not be helping for whatever that's worth. 2,000-yard receivers. A.T. Perry gets another 1,000. Cole Oliver, our rookie, gets 808. Blocking looks, let's see, pretty good. Cesar Ruiz, another really good year. Eric McCoy, a good year. Defensively, sack-wise, 9.5 from Chase Young, 6 from Byron Murphy, 5 from Brissy, 4.5 from Tuli Tuipulotu, 2 from Chris Barnes, 1 from Ford, 1 from Pete Werner, and 0.5 from Gay, Adebo, Talano Hufanga, and Derek Nottie. Interceptions, 2 from Adebo, 1 from Gay, Hufanga, and Marshawn Lattimore. And all the interesting stuff. No safeties. We do get a touchdown. Talano Hufanga scores a touchdown. That's awesome. Love to see it. Okay, so we got to stop turning the ball over. We got to start playing better defense. I think it's time to fire our defensive coordinator. He has been here for a while and just plain simple hasn't been very good. Ben Turner is gone. Sorry, bud. Got to hire a new DC and find someone who can, actually do something that'll be valuable. Let's go. I'm looking at the bonuses here so I can see. But we also could, Todd Bowles, good coordinator there. We might go with Sammy Wagner. He does play a 4-3. We do like that. 1-3-3, 2-4. We're going to go with Josh Morton. He's got a few more traits already there. Plus, we get the points. We can kind of spend a little bit. We're going to do that right there. We're going to get some extra tackling, improvement, impact block, whatever. Play rec will be a big one. Get him an island. Just let him stay there. And then move the tackling up a little more. All right, this should be really good. Should help our defense out a ton. Our defensive backs will be really good now. A lot of improvements there. Now we just got to get to this re-sign. Figure out what we can do. Maybe restructure some contracts, extend some players, and just move on to next season. That's really our goal. I think next season we should be really good. We've restructured a couple contracts so we can get some stuff done here. First off, I want to start with Willie Gay is just incredibly expensive. He is nowhere near worth $20 million a year. Not a chance. Trevor Penning, though, I'm kind of reasoning this deal. I think this is okay. If he'll take that right there, we'll do it. He wants to play elsewhere. Have at it, pal. Cole Bishop, really good depth. He doesn't want to be here, so we're not going to waste our time with it. Alontae Taylor, we might shoot a shot here in a second. If you don't take this, that's just it. All right, he wants to play elsewhere. We're going to have to focus on some linebackers because we're losing a lot of linebackers. We do have that one guy who was a rookie a couple years ago, but still. We're going to bring this down, see if we can just get him back for... All right, he wants to play elsewhere. That's what happens when you have a really, really, really bad year. Blake Groupie, you're a kicker. All right, whatever. We'll just sign another kicker. All right, we'll go to free agency. We got to get a linebacker. Look at what stars are available. See if we can maybe swing something crazy. We have a good team. We're an 88 overall across the board pretty much. With or without these guys. 89 offense, actually. Better than I even thought. Surely we can do something, right? Great. All of the guys who are here kind of suck. We could go get a Stanley and be really good. That would be a really good way to improve our left tackle spot. I'm really thinking that's going to happen. Any other linemen that are not bajillion years old? I think we're going to do that. Try to get Ronnie Stanley for a year. Let's just offer him this and see where we're at. Let's see where we're standing. We're kind of tied with the Chargers. We're going to have to improve quite a bit. Get a leg up on them. A second year. He's an 88 superstar. We'll give him a second year. Worth it or not, we'll give it to him. So, yeah, quarterback, we're good. Bo Nix available. Running back, we're good. Fullback, we don't need. Wide receiver, Roma Dunze's out here. Brian Thomas is out here. Just not interested in any of these guys. We don't really need them anyways. Tight end, I don't really think we need. Do we need a tight end? We still have Pat Stein and Benson. No, we're fine. Left tackle, we're looking at Stanley. We don't need a guard. We don't need a center. We don't need a guard. We don't need a tackle. Cam Sample just as a depth piece. He's not any better than Foskey, so what's the point? Nothing. We don't need a D-tackle. Sam Williams. Nah, just not worth it. We can draft somebody for, not much worse. Leo Chenal would be really nice, but he wants the linebacker. $22 million a year for an 84 overall linebacker is absolutely absurd. Just insane. I'll go get Cole Holcomb or something. Like, they have a tag. No, they don't have any tags. That sucks. Peyton Wilson available. I'd rather just go with that. He's 26. We can pay him for 3 years, pay him low. We can pay him 1.5 on each, and he might even sign because of the way he's falling into this board. He's not loving it, but hey, I don't need him to love it. I need him to just accept the offer, so it's fine. Drew Tranquil once again available. Nah, not really interested. We don't really need a corner. Got a really good cornerback room with Lattimore, Adebo, and Kool-Aid McKinstry. Don't need safeties. We do need a kicker because what's-his-name idiot didn't decide to sign back. Cameron Dicker wants to be here. I'll always take somebody who wants to be here. Give him 6 years. We're going to have to lower that money quite a bit, but other than that, we'll be fine. Oh, my phone's ringing. Excuse me. So I accidentally skipped too quickly. I had an offer for Jonathan Brooks traded for DeMarvion Overshown and a 4th-round pick, and I took that pretty quickly. That's what it is. So now I'll also show you the free agency recap because we made a few extra signings. It wasn't too important. So we got Stanley. That's great. We got Jermaine Pratt. We got him for 2 years for $2.4 million total. 1.2 a year. No bonus because he was left. No one offered him. Cameron Dicker and Peyton Wilson. That way we got some depth at linebacker back. That's pretty solid in my opinion. Ronnie Stanley should be a big addition. That'll be really helpful as well. A big left tackle. It's going to help a lot over there. Now, to look at this draft. I haven't really gotten the chance to look at this draft much so far, and I don't even know what we need. Like, I don't understand how we're this bad. I mean, just to be quite honest. So, we're going to look at a tackle in case we need to replace Ryan Ramczyk or whoever soon. We're going to look at... There's a lot of good tackles here. Bryce Crane, maybe? And then I want to look at a defensive end. We'll look at this one. We'll see what those guys are, and we'll get to this draft, and we're going to make this draft happen really, really quickly. Like, we're not even going to waste time here because I just don't think that there's a way that we're bad this year. I don't see it being possible. I don't know how we were that bad last year, though, so I guess I really can't say that. But we've got to be better. We've got to be. Let's just go ahead and get to this draft. I don't know where we're picking exactly, so we're pick 8. We'll just skip there. I'm not really worried about it. We'll have somebody available to us that should be scouted decently. Like I said, we shouldn't be this bad. Top 5, wow, terrible tackle. Just not good. Bryce Crane was the other one we looked at. Don't know if he's any good. Didn't get far enough. We know Darnell Rowland is pretty decent, but that's not really convincing with what he looks like. We don't really need a receiver either. Tito Delgado looks okay. Let's see what this guy looks. Let's see what he's got. A finesse moves, D power moves ain't great. We don't really need another DN though. We have Thule, we have Foskey, we have Chase Young. We just don't need that. Shamir Yarbrough, nah, not really interested. We got a lot of receivers done. I'm probably going to go with that tackle. We just know enough about him, and he's supposed to be relatively good. Bryce Crane, 6'6", 315. Looks relatively solid. Good athlete, it appears. F injury, but that sucks. But hidden dev trait, that's what you like to see for a lineman. So that's pretty good. We'll take it. We'll move on to the next round. Hoping to find somebody left on the board that we have some scouting done. Because I was slacking on the scouting in this off season. So that's where we are. Just how it ends up. How the cookie crumbles. We've got a receiver here who's round 2 to 3 talent. That is kind of nice to know. I mean, that's a good fallback option, if anything. You can always use a receiver or two. Let's see. We see an 100 here. First, second round talent. That's a better receiver, so we'll go with him over that. Good thing we looked a little bit down the board. Yeah. We'll just go with that receiver, the one who was a first, second round talent. It just, better. Damian Hackett, he's a physical guy. 6'5", 230, a big old receiver. Great speed, too. 4'3" speed at his size. Whoa. That's a keeper. Whoa. I want to know how good he is. Whoa. Yeah, let's go. Let's just keep moving. We're just going to keep going. Damian Hackett should be a good help for our offense. I mean, can't be any worse, right? You'd think we wouldn't be this bad by now anyways. Khalid Drake. Let's look at the cornerback room. You always could use an extra corner or two. And this one looks relatively solid. This one no, he's not very good. Antonio Rice is a man-to-man. He looks relatively decent. Antonio Rice. A press, F kick return. We'll go with him. Normal dev, 88 speed. Not as good as I thought it would be. Oh, well. Yeah, we're going to let the CPU finish because, yeah, I want to know what that receiver is now. Let's get to our draft recap, and I want to see this right now. Let's see. Our first pick was that tackle. He is a 74. The receiver's a 74. Rice was a 71. Not bad. Then we get a 73 overall halfback really late. Got a lot of picks this year. Had 3/5. If I would have realized that, I probably would have traded a bunch of these, but oh well. We got our depth filled out. That'll be good. We'll use that for years to come if we need it. Hopefully this will be the last year, though. We'll adjust the roster and get to the preseason. So getting into our 4th season, We do have training camp standout once again. This one is, in my opinion, a pretty exciting one. This could be a big deal. It is Tuli Tuipulotu. That could be a really strong game for us if he does decide to get better. 2 sacks or tackles for loss for him. That could be really, really big. That would be very helpful. But we have some bad news. Starting off this season, we will be 4 weeks down our starting running back. And I mean, it could be worse, but like it's just not great. Like we're not going to be in the best spot. We bring in Gerald Everett as just a 3rd tight end because we didn't have one. He's going to be our 2nd guy, really. But our O-line's really good. And then we have Crane, who's going to play backup to basically everyone, anywhere he can. We're going to have him playing. But, I mean, Olave, obviously receiver 1. A.T. Perry's our receiver 2. Oliver, 3. Hackett, 4. Kendre Miller's going to start for now. Hopefully, he's about for 4 more weeks. We'll just have to deal with it. We did lose Marshawn Lattimore's X Factor, which is a little bit nerve-wracking considering he's kind of getting older. We've got to kind of speed this process up. Our linebacker rotation is pretty good considering all things. I mean, good players across the board. We're probably going to get Butler starting maybe even at left outside linebacker. We need to check him out more. He's currently a 78, which would put him over Peyton Wilson. So let's go ahead and do that wherever he is. He might even be better over here. Yeah, he's going to be up to an 80 over here. So he's going to start there. Peyton Wilson, we're going to get him some good reps, though, because he is a good linebacker outside of that. But either way, that's going to be pretty much everything for this season. Hopefully, this can be a season where we really, legitimately start winning. It's time. It really is. It's just time. So looking at the linebacker rotation now, we got Warner, Pratt, and Butler. A bunch of 80 overalls. Hufanga's still back there. Hopkins is back there. Should be a good unit. I mean, hopefully our schemes work. Heck should be better. Everything should be better. That's all I can say. Really, everything overall should be better. You really, really think so. Arriving in week 4, we have 1 more week of Edward Bryant being out, and then also 6 weeks of Tanner Butler being out. So Peyton Wilson, you're up next, buddy. Hopefully he's ready for it. We're 2-1 so far. Not too bad. I mean, everything seems like we've been pretty good so far outside of the 1 loss. But, hey, whatever. Hopefully we can, have another good week and get to the point where our running back's back and then really start rattling off some good wins. We're at least, not like we're 0-3 and, struggling to get off the ground. That's not really the issue. It doesn't appear. So that should be good at least. I don't really want Reggie Harris to do anything. Why are you here? Let's get A.T. Perry some training or something. I don't know. Either way. Yeah, we're going to work on getting just, to next week, and hopefully things will get better from here. Just want to show you that we had another big injury from one of our starting linebackers. And this is what we get for drafting a receiver with a F injury rating. He has a partial ACL tear now, out for 9 weeks, the majority of the season. So that's wonderful. I don't know what to say. Great. We get our running back and lose a key part of our offense in terms of Cole Oliver. However, we have a breakout receiver. I'm going to guess it's A.T. Perry. Don't really know, but that'd be awesome. Pat Stein, the tight end. I'd like that actually even more. That could be really nice. Definitely going to hope he gets that. But before we get into that, we need to check our depth chart and see what receivers are going to be doing what now. And make sure Edward Bryant is back in the starting position. Olave, Perry, Hackett, Bud Means. I want Macau Jordan. I want him to do more than everyone else, really, just because he's got a dev trait potentially as well. So that's another big thing. Edward Bryant, make sure he's our full-time starter. Chris Olave in the slot. We'll put Macau right behind him as well. Him and Hackett. How big is Hackett? Hackett's an outside guy. So we'll do that right there. And then I want to make sure these are all right as well. I just want to make sure that we're not see, Peyton Wilson? No, thank you. That doesn't make any sense. Why would he do that? Don't understand that at all. Whatever. That looks good. Sub linebacker, Pratt, Werner, Peyton Wilson. Looks pretty good to me, and slot corner is good too. So we'll go ahead and move through this season. Hopefully we can get this breakout game. If he doesn't get it, I'll let you know, but we'll just see. Tight end did not get it done. That sucks. Whatever. Well, who's surprised? We have not gotten a single breakout in this entire franchise rebuild. This is disappointing because I don't know what's happening. We are just not able to win. We have a ton of free agents, 24 total free agents. We have some money, but geez, a lot of that goes away whenever you start paying one guy and another guy. So let's see. Olave's not really sure he wants to be here. Lattimore might be a trade candidate. Fuaga, he's got to come back. So let's go ahead and get him locked in. I don't know. Get him forever. He's tempted to come back. Tui Pelotu's got to come back. Goodness. We'll try to give him something he's worth. A.T. Perry's also a free agent. That's a good deal, though. Give me 4 years of you, and I'll take it. All right, $8 million for 4 years is really solid for him. Kool-Aid McKinstry also. 6 years. We're going to bump that down just a little bit. We got him back, at least. We don't need Kendre Miller. He's a trade candidate. Abrams Drain, Kalen Carson are trade candidates. A good little, just kind of a glue guy. Bub Mean's going to hang around. Oof. Pete Werner, another linebacker. I think we've got enough linebackers to last a lifetime. We're going to let him walk this time around. Maybe trade him. Pete Werner, Dorian Williams, we'll bring him back. He wants to be here, and he's super young. Can even lower his salary, and he'll come back forever. That's what we're doing for now. Pete Werner's a trade candidate. Kendre Miller, a trade candidate. Something's got to give, man. I mean, look at us. We're offensive points per game is super low. Rush yards is super low, but everything else is so good. We just have to get in the... We need a star. That's what we need. We're going to have to sell out. We're going to trade out for a star, an offensive star. We got to get someone who can do something. The only problem with that is we don't have money. So, Kendre Miller, bye. Pete Werner, you're gone too. We'll start probably Peyton Wilson over you, I guess. Well, gosh, we're going to be down low now. We'll see what we can do, but we got to go find somebody who can be a legitimate option. You know, like something who can, strike some fear into other teams. Let's see just who's around. I'll get back to you later. We are big time. We bring Justin Jefferson back down to Louisiana with Byron Murphy, and we give up Kendre Miller, Pete Werner, Marshawn Lattimore, 2 firsts and a second to get Justin Jefferson. That might be good enough to get it done. Ryan Ramczak's also about to be off contract, so I'm really considering this offer for Devin Lloyd. This will give us a good amount of cap space, and we can play our rookie tackle. We get a 5th rounder. If they'll go up to maybe a 3rd, I will certainly do this, even if it's in a separate year, but we're going to aim for this year first. If they'll do a 3rd, we got it. Good deal. Here are our big changes. So obviously Justin Jefferson comes in. A.T. Perry goes back to wide receiver 3 from now until Oliver comes back. We're going to have a great unit here. Crane is going to start now at right tackle over Ryan Ramczyk, who obviously is gone. He does have an upgrade. We were going to hit that real quick. He's playing up to a 77 now. Good for us. That's going to be a big deal just to, save some money, get off of a guy, get a rookie playing. Here's our defensive unit. Devin Lloyd comes in, makes our linebacking core a little bit more scary. We have Hufanga, we have Hopkins, we have Adebo, McKinstry, Byron Murphy's our CB3. Yes, we lost a really good player who was formerly Marshawn Lattimore, but hey, I mean, we were going to lose him anyways, more than likely, with the money we didn't have. So, I think we've made a lot of upgrades. Let's see if we can make this season kind of turn around. Just want to share that our first game with the new look team, Matt Heck goes for 375 touchdowns. We might have made a correct decision here. Absolutely brutal. Paulson Adebo tears some knee cartilage out for 5 weeks. That's going to go well into the playoffs. I think he'll be back for the Super Bowl. I don't think he'll be there for the conference championship. However, to kind of flip the script a little bit on that, we are on an incredible, and I mean incredible run right now. Just an absolutely phenomenal season we're having. We have turned it around drastically. We're on an insane win streak. We're going to check this out here in a second, what kind of win streak we're actually on here, because it's absurd. It's absolutely crazy. I think we were 3-4, 2-4, and we've won however many straight that makes it to 11-4. Big deal. That's going to help us out a ton come time to get, into the playoffs and whatnot. We're going to just get to the end of this regular season and then see where we're at. But, hey, I mean, a crazy good year for us. Let's just go ahead and do this really fast right here. We finally lose a game, of course, once I start talking about it, obviously. That makes sense. To a divisional rival, that happens, whatever. Did it just say Kyler Murray was the quarterback of the Carolina Panthers? I think I might have just seen that. I'm not really sure. Either way, whatever. Oh, we're playing the Cardinals now. We just played the Panthers. That's my bad. Makes a lot more sense there. We have another injury. Great. And, oh my gosh, Edward Bryant out for 5 weeks too. That's definitely Super Bowl. We might be just screwed because of that. We have a roster spot open. We got to go check out free agents, see what running backs are available. Tony Pollard, Elijah Mitchell, Aaron Jones. Let's see. Let's go this route. Alvin Kamara, back again. I don't know. I think I'd rather go with like a Zamir White who's just younger. I'm going to go with the Zamir White just because he's younger. Get the guy in the building. Whatever. He'll be here. That's fine with me. Tony Pollard, not really interested in. Just not that great of a player. Not a fan of him particularly. We're going to check out negotiations real quick. Trying to finish up. I've restructured Justin Jefferson so we could have a little bit of break here. Then Chris Olave. He wants to play elsewhere next year. Great. Talise Fuaga. He's been slowly coming around. We're offering him 7 years. A ton of money. Now he wants to be. Oh, we can't bring back both of them now. That's terrible. That's problematic. I don't know. We're going to have to figure that one out. Hopefully we don't. Hopefully this is the last year. Hopefully we can just be done now. Pretty much after I press this button and we go to the playoffs, right? I mean, we're going to win our division, so we have a playoff spot, no doubt about it. It's just how good of a seed. We're not going to be able to miss the first round. That kind of stinks. So, I don't know. We're going to get through this. So, Cole Oliver, star. I'm trying to think. Damian Hackett's still not sure. Bryce Crane is a star, our tackle that we got. Good to know. Either way, let's just get to the playoff game. Before we get to our playoff game, I want to check some stats. So we're going to do just that. Matt Heck, first in the league in passing yards and touchdowns. We had the 3rd best offense, the 5th best defense. We finally have a capable defense. Edward Bryant was 29th and 21st, and he didn't even play like half the season. Justin Jefferson led the league in yards and 4th in touchdowns. That's huge. Very good year from us. Finally took the interceptions down. Massive improvement of a year. This guy's going to win MVP probably. Yeah. Edward Bryant played like how many games? He didn't. Most teams have like 300 snaps for a running back. He had like hardly 200 and had 800 yards. This would be great. Wonderful. Justin Jefferson, 1,600 for 14 touchdowns. 1,200 for Olave for 11 touchdowns. Pat Stein had almost 650 for 7 touchdowns. A.T. Perry, low. Even Cole Oliver, 540 for, what he played, which wasn't that much either. Really good year for them. Let's check the defense. Tuli Tuipulotu at 8 sacks, 7 from Brissy, 6 from Murphy, 5.5 from Young, 2-1, half. That's pretty solid. Byron Murphy had 3 picks. Paul Sadibo, 2. Lloyd, Hufanga, Hopkins, and Abrams Drain all got 1. Let's check the special stuff. You know what we like to see here. No touchdowns, no safeties. That sucks. Oh, well. Really improved year. Getting the star at Justin Jefferson is really helped our offense clearly. That made us into a great team. And not to mention, I think Devin Lloyd probably helped us get a little farther along on his side as well. Let's get to this game. Have a lot to look forward to here. Only our 2nd playoff game in 4 years, considering the difficulties we had in year 2, 3. So, yeah, year 1 we had the 1 playoff game. Probably a little bit more than we should have even. But, I'm glad we're here. We've controlled the first quarter, it looks like. They didn't get very far on their first drive. They're punting again. We're just going to click through because this is not letting it go. We're going to go up by 14, and they have nothing. And going into halftime, they still have nothing. However, coming out of halftime, they're able to answer with a quick 6. However, we are controlling the ball relatively well. That's not good. They get another 6. Make it 2-point conversion. Not great for us. Okay. 1st and 10, 2nd and 8, 3rd and 1, 1st and 10, 1st and 10, 2nd and 4, 3rd and 1, 1st and 10, 2nd and 1. We get 7. Reggie Harris gets the touchdown. I don't even know who that is. We're up by 7. That's a huge play there. We're going to jump in. There's 1st and 10 on their 45. Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. 46 seconds on the clock. They have to score a touchdown. They have to get 7 to continue their season. That's going to be big for us. I think we got this game, but, don't ever speak too soon. That's for sure. Let's see. Tuli Tuipulotu is going to be our guy here. Gets through some pressure. Caleb Williams got some pressure on him, has to throw it away. And he's having a good game. 13 of 18, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's taking care of the ball. It's just he's not really getting statistically anywhere. So that's beneficial for us at least. This time we're going to have a 4-man rush. And he gets absolutely walloped by Devin Lloyd. That's very nice. Let's see here. Just make sure we keep everything in front of us, please. Not what I meant by keeping it in front of us at all, because that was actually behind us. But whatever. They only have one timeout left, and they have to burn it with 28 seconds to go. Really didn't have to, but they did do that. So that's their problem, right? I don't know what I want to do. Gets absolutely walloped. They have 20 seconds on the clock. Can we push it? We got to just cover. 5 seconds. They're going to get one play off. Blocked. 1 second left. No, I'd rather have just let him catch it. That's not good. That is not good at all, because what if they get something in now? They have to get in the end zone right here, right now. There's no other option. Byron Murphy gets pressure. Caleb Williams has to throw it up. And they're able to, he makes a grab, but is short of the line. And we are going to the second round of the playoffs. What a end to our first playoff win. Matt Heck, only 218 yards and a touchdown, but 88% completion is insane. Rushing-wise, Zamir White, solid game, gets a touchdown. Reggie Harris gets himself a touchdown as well. Receiving, Cole Kmet had a good game. Cole Oliver, really good game. Justin Jefferson, solid. Chris Olave, other than the touchdown, really, really quiet. Besides that, no sacks in this game from either team. No turnovers, it looks like. Nothing at all. No turnovers. Very clean game. 21-14 W for us. We are going to get another home playoff game versus the Philadelphia Eagles. They're 11-6. We're 12-5. We get the nod for the home game. That's going to be a big win for us. Let's go by quarter here. Our first drive, we have to punt. Oh, yikes. They get 3. We like that. 7. Okay, we trade 7 for 3. I'll take it. I will take it. They're going to get 7, though, there. But we match it with our own 7. That's always a good sign. They only get 3, and at halftime, we are up by a single point. That is not great. They have to punt on their first drive, but we punt right back to them. They only get 3. I'm going to monitor this drive here. Not really mean to go all the way into it, but here we are. I guess I'm just going to play it then. We're going to get some points. We're going to get some points right now. Let's go, Mr. Heck. Oh, good. Didn't block whatsoever. Thank you. Zamir White has 7 yards on the day. Wonderful. Absolutely great. That's probably why we're down at this point in the game. And Chris Olave soft and goes down with no contact. Cool. We're going to have to do that again. I probably shouldn't have run out of the pocket for no reason, but I did, and here we are. Chris Olave, same exact play. Gonna get him a bunch more yards this time around, though. 240 yards for Mr. Heck. Not a bad game to this point. If we can block, this would be great right here. Yes, sir. Zamir White slow, but he gets himself a first down all the way. Quinion Mitchell hurt on the play. That's actually not the worst thing for us. Let me just say that much. Either way, we will take that and run with it. I will be honest with you. Very beneficial. All right, he's dead. I can't believe I got that pass out to our tight end, Pat Stein. Good play. The defense sold out on the run, and we almost got murdered. Our quarterback was almost actually brutally murdered. Somebody would have gone to prison probably. Pat Stein might be an absolute cheat code right here. He absolutely is. Get in the end zone, buddy. Yes, sir. Tight end touchdown, Pat Stein. New Orleans Saints are back on top. That's how we like it. Go back to the Super Sim. It ain't our problem no more. We're up by 5. That's a big lead for us. They're going to get the ball and only get 3. That's huge. 3rd and 5, 1st and 10, 2nd and 19. That's not good. Sack by Jalen Carter. 1st and 10 on the 3rd and 7, though, for 10 yards. Justin Jefferson saves our butt. Eagles are having to burn their timeouts at this point. Oh, that's game. Game. We got it. Out of this stadium, the Saints are going to the conference championship. Matt Heck, 330 yards, 2 touchdowns. An 81.2% completion percentage. Outduels Jalen Hurts very, very solidly. Had a ton of, well, I guess if you consider the rushing yards, you didn't. But Saquon Barkley ran all over us. Zamir White is absolutely cheeks. Chris Olave, 100 yards and a touchdown. Cole Oliver, 95 yards. Our receiving was just good. A lot of receiving yards. Defensively, any sacks? Brian Brissy had a sack. Jalen Carter had a sack. Hufanga and Chase Young combined for 1. No picks on the game. No forced fumbles. Anything fancy? No fanciness. All right. Well, either way, we're going to the conference championship. Let's do it. Conference championship time here in Detroit. And on our first couple drives, we're going to just let it play out here. They get 3. We match it with 7 of our own. I like that trade-off there. Let's come on. Continue. They do get 7, however, we're going to push forward, and at the end of the half, we're going to get 7 again. And another 7, we get a turnover, pushing us up 21-13. In the middle of the third, we're up 28-13. This is a good run here. We're in a good spot. Let's continue, please. Fourth quarter, 28-16. 28-16, we have the ball. 31-16, we're going to win this one. We're going to go to the Super Bowl, aren't we? Yes, sir. Offense, 4th and 8. We're not kicking it. We're going for it. We're going to try to run this game out ourselves. They're already down 15 points. As long as we can get this first down, I mean, we're for sure winning. Our tight end gets it and collects it, gets himself down. What the heck? What kind of, no pun intended, what kind of game is this from Matt Heck? 22 of 25, 88% completion, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns. What a crazy year for this quarterback. An amazing player. Zamir White, 66 yards. He's kind of terrible, but whatever. He's getting the job done. Chris Olave scores. So does Justin Jefferson. Let's see you defensively. 2.5 sacks for Brian Bresee. 1 for Chase Young. 1 for Tuli Tupelotu. We destroyed their quarterback, Jared Goff. No forced fumbles. No whatever. We do get a pick for Byron Murphy. That's a great game for us. And it's time to go to the Super Bowl 4 years in. Once again, Cole Oliver tears a part of his knee, 6 weeks. He's out for the Super Bowl. Thankfully, it's a position group that we're very deep at. I mean, our receiver room is crazy. So, Paulson Adebo will be back next week, and then Edward Bryant will be back Super Bowl week. We will have the majority of our guys available, assuming nothing crazy happens during Pro Bowl week, which I don't think is possible, but either way. We'll get a guy back this week. We got weekly awards. Who's shocked there, I guess. Then we'll go play the Super Bowl versus the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to make sure that those guys are out of the injury report. Should only have one guy in here. Yes, Cole Oliver. Let's make sure our what's it called are correct, our depth charts. But other than that, I want to see if our lineups have improved any. If anybody's gotten like massive upgrades. Heck is an X Factor. I knew he would be. Justin Jefferson, X Factor. Let's go, man. Matt Heck up to an X Factor is incredible. He's got Bullet Train. Why would he have the Bullet Train? I don't understand that at all. Freight Train, whatever it's called. He is not that. We're going to go Omaha because why not? That's the one I like the most, whatever. He shouldn't have Freight Train. He doesn't run. Either way. Defensively, I think everything. Byron Murphy up to superstar. I don't know what happened there. Paulson Adebo is playing really good defensive unit here. I think Peyton Wilson went up to star too. I don't think he was that before. Devin Lloyd went down. He was a superstar. Interesting. But hey, our quarterback being an X Factor is going to be huge going against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. So let's get straight into this game. Super Bowl in Miami, Hard Rock Stadium. This is going to be a good one. Matt Heck versus Patrick Mahomes. Let's show who's daddy's who. Let's show Patrick Mahomes who his daddy is. That's what I'd like to say to Mr. Mahomes here. Let's see. Go back quarter here. We're going to get down to the red zone. And we turn the ball over and don't score. Wow, we were on a mission and just failed. We're moving the ball very well against their defense, though. We tie at 7-7. They only get 3, and we get 7 going into halftime, getting us a 4-point lead. That's a big one. At half, they break off, and we get a massive 11-point lead. Looks like we're about to score again. I'm going to hop in here, and not that. That's not what I meant to do. Next play here. We're moving the ball somehow, some way. No, we're not, but we got 3 points. That's what I like to see. We're up by 14. They have to punt. We're going to probably walk away. Did we just get a safety? I think we might have just gotten a safety. Let's see. 3 minutes left. We're chewing clock. They're having to take their timeouts. We get one more touchdown. Edward Bryant gets in. Let's see. We're down to 50 seconds. We're going to win this game. Let's hop in. Let's get the glory of getting the chance to beat Patrick Mahomes and show him who daddy is. Like I said, I called that one. Get out of here. Chase Young's going to get himself a Super Bowl even though no one thought he ever would. Patrick Mahomes is scared, running for his life. He's thrown 2 picks. Terrible game for Patrick Mahomes. 19 of 25, 170 yards, and 2 picks. Terrible game. Not good at all. We are going to be able to eat on this left side with Kingsley Suamataia kind of, getting left out on an island over here versus a really good edge rusher that is Chase Young. That's going to be stat padding. Come on now. Make sure nothing crazy happens here. Like to not let them stat pad a score up. Brian Bresee gets home for a sack in the Super Bowl. That is going to end this game as well. Brian Bresee puts the clamps on. Is that the kicker that's pumping his fist? Get out of here. Who are you? Who are you? Where is our quarterback? Where is Matt Heck? Matthew Jameson Heck himself. Where is he? Byron Murphy. Both Byron Murphy. I just realized our D-tackle was Byron Murphy the second and our first. And I think, are they both juniors? The quarterback, Byron Murphy? I just realized that those two guys have the same name. And it's been this long. Oh, that was the quarterback. I'm an idiot. Looked like a goofy goober. Super Bowl presentation. That's been the same since Madden 25. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. We're going to go and skip through all this. We don't need to see it. Whatever. Let's look at the stats. Massively outduels Patrick Mahomes. Did he have a better completion percentage? No. But he also had twice the amount of yards, and they both threw 2 picks, actually. However, one of them, showed up. Pacheco had a good game, but Edward Bryant had a solid game. Nothing crazy, but nothing bad either. Chris Olave had a crazy good game, 150 yards. A.T. Perry showed up. Justin Jefferson actually was pretty well clamped, but hey, that's all right. Sack numbers, Brian Bresee gets himself 2. Byron Murphy gets a pick. Kool-Aid McKinstry gets a pick. Kyrie Hopkins and Keenan Dobbins both get picks as well. So, we finally get our Super Bowl win 4 years in. Exactly how I predicted it, I'm pretty sure. If I'm not forgetting. It's been like 9 hours since I started recording, so I could have forgotten. These take a long time. If you're still here, I appreciate you a ton. Please like this video. Check out my other rebuilds. They will be linked in a playlist somewhere right here in some point in just a second. We're going to look at this season review first. So let's go one more week. But yes, check out my other rebuilds. I've done 16, I think now. If this might be 16, something like that. Checking our season recap out. Matt Heck does win Super Bowl MVP. We don't get any awards. That is incredible. Matt Heck had an incredible year. Led the league in yards and touchdowns. Still doesn't get the credit he deserves. Did we have any retirements after this season? Let's see. I just want to know who did retire. Nobody in our team. People in our division. Some major retirements. Ryan Kelly, Brandon Sheriff, Joel Batonio, Devontae Adams, Darius Slay, Tyron Matthew, Michael Pierce, Derrick Henry, Kevin Bio, Jake Matthews, Garrett Bowles, Travis Kelce, Xavier Howard, Mike Evans, Rob Havenstein, Javon Hargrave, Grady Jarrett, Leo Collins, Fuller, and Sofoni Costi, and Tress Way. That doesn't matter. Either way, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it a ton. Please look at my other rebuilds on my channel. I might have done your team. If not, let me know in the comments down below, and I will try to do your team next. Either way, I'll see y'all in the next one.